Welcome back to the Real Quick Recaps. I'm going to recap an action crime film from 2023 titled Shrapnel. The movie begins with Sean Beckwith, a father who is deeply troubled because his daughter has been missing for 3 days. He is currently in Mexico, searching in an area filled with abandoned old vehicles after receiving a lead that his daughter's car is there. After hours of searching, he finds his daughter's car, which is still in good condition, but he doesn't find any clues except for a glass from her friend. Sean informs the police about the found vehicle, but when he returns, the car is gone. A police officer named Hector Montoya doubts Sean's account and suspects he might be lying. Hector warns Sean to leave the area because he entered without permission, which could cause him trouble. Sean lives on a farm near the Texas border. When he gets home, his older daughter is furious with him and blames him for not protecting the family. His wife, Susan, tries to calm him down, but he remains anxious about their daughter's disappearance. He confides in Susan about his doubts regarding the police and his plan to report it to the consulate immediately. The next day, before heading to the consulate, he is visited by Max, a former military friend. During their conversation, it is revealed that Sean is an ex-member of a special forces unit known for executing heavy missions, massacres, and dispatching criminals. Max offers his help in finding Sean's daughter and shows genuine concern for his family. However, aware of Max's brutal methods, Sean prefers not to involve him in the search and decides to face this alone. When he arrives at the consulate with the father of his daughter's friend, he states that his daughter is not missing alone, she was with another friend. Sean details the events and expresses his suspicions about the 2 Mexican police involved in the case. As a consul from his country, Sean knows a lot about what is currently happening, especially regarding a gang or criminal organization led by a former mercenary named Victor Garza. Victor is the most notorious and most respected gang leader in Mexico. The consul, who is extremely worried, suggested that Victor's men may have kidnapped Sean's son. Faced with this alarming situation, the consul recommended that Sean accept the truth and drop the case if he wants a peaceful life. The consul describes several horrifying crimes related to Victor, such as the murder of an honest police chief, the disappearance of 400 Mexican citizens, and other crimes. This case became headline news when the daughter of a former colonel went missing near the border, and Sean and his wife suddenly found themselves in the media spotlight, being interviewed while his wife cried. Sean displayed unwavering determination and promised to rescue her as soon as possible by any means necessary. While Sean ventures into a dangerous organization, Victor secretly watches the news and realizes that one of the women in his custody is the daughter of a former U.S. colonel. Concerned about the implications for his operation, Victor quickly takes action by capturing the 2 police officers involved in the kidnapping of Sean's daughter, preparing to make them pay for their mistake that jeopardized his business. It turns out that Hector Montoya and his partner faced the criminals during the wrongful kidnapping. Victor scolds them for bringing in the wrong woman and informs them of the heavy penalty for this mistake. Without hesitation, his men kill one of the officers, but he allows Hector to live and orders him to capture Sean and bring him to Victor. Aside from dealing with the police, Victor takes more drastic measures to protect his interests. He instructs his brother, Carlos, to send their deadliest mercenaries to Texas to carry out a horrific mission to wipe out Sean's entire family. After capturing Hector, Victor and Carlos discuss the need to dispatch Sean and his family and to make it public. Victor wants this ruthless act to be reported in the media to instill fear and respect whenever people hear the name Victor Garza. While Carlos and his troops head to Texas, Sean, at his farm, remains oblivious to the looming danger. Armed with a rifle, he is busy driving away pests from his farm, unaware that Victor's men are approaching. When he notices a convoy speeding toward him, Sean rushes inside the house and orders his family to hide upstairs. The situation escalates when Carlos and his men start firing bullets at the entire house. The sound of gunfire reaches a neighbor, who quickly alerts the local sheriff. Despite his combat skills, Sean struggles to handle their numbers while Carlos and his men force their way into his home to confront him. Sean shatters plates and glasses on the floor to create a noise-based alarm system to track the intruders. When Carlos orders his men to split up, they fall into Sean's trap, allowing him to take down the enemies one by one in separate rooms. Despite this mistake, Carlos still chooses a more dangerous approach, moving toward Sean upstairs. Sean tells his wife and daughter to escape through the window. Meanwhile, Carlos first sends Hector upstairs, giving Sean a chance to capture him. Eventually, Sean manages to get his family out of the house just as the sheriff arrives. The sheriff is shocked to see a headless body in one of the vehicles and soon engages in a shootout with Carlos's men, who exit Sean's house. Amid the chaos, Sean hurriedly takes his family away from the scene. In a desperate move, he drives away and witnesses the tragic death of the sheriff, prompting Carlos to tighten his pursuit. Although Sean has escaped the immediate threat, he cannot shake off his worries because Carlos and his group are still hunting them. In a daring move, Sean stops his vehicle and opens fire on Carlos's mercenaries. This surprise attack causes panic among Carlos's men. In the end, only Carlos remains alive, regretting that he did not bring more backup. Despite his injuries and being outnumbered, Carlos remains defiant and refuses to reveal the whereabouts of Sean's daughter. However, he loses his resolve when Sean shoots him in both legs and arms. After extracting crucial information, Sean ends Victor's brother's life. Now that his daughter is close to being rescued, Sean hesitated to involve his family in the dangerous situation. To ensure their safety, he relocated them to a secure place and sought additional help. He contacted his old friend Max and accepted his previous offer of help. Excited about the action, Max quickly arrives with special equipment in his vehicle. Meanwhile, Victor grows restless as he can no longer contact his brother and senses impending danger. They prepare for the attack by Sean and Max as they approach Victor's hideout, and the tension fills the air due to the looming confrontation. Once inside, they skillfully take down each guard, overwhelming Victor, who once was dominant but now appears weak. Max and Sean show no mercy as they take out his men one by one. Eventually, they capture Victor, and with unwavering determination, Sean and Max reach the location where Sean's daughter is being held and prepare for the final confrontation. The remaining weak guards at the location are quickly defeated by Sean and Max. After finding his daughter and her friend, Sean, having achieved his goal, leaves the remaining tasks to Max, known for his brutal interrogation techniques. Now in a critical situation, Victor Garza needs to confess quickly before Max ends his life. The next morning, Max brings Victor's head and plans to display it by the roadside as a terrifying warning. Sean, who has experienced a horrific ordeal, finally feels relief being reunited with his family. In the joy of this moment, he chooses to shave his mustache and beard. With the threat gone, they can now look forward to a future free from the shadows of danger, and this is where the movie ends. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the film.